Can I get this locked up engine running? This is my 1956 Chevy called Half Baked, and it has a small block Chevy that was pretty damaged in a fire and is completely seized. I poured oil into the cylinders and let it sit for a while, but it is still completely locked up. So I'm going to start taking it apart. The intake comes off pretty easily, along with the valve train, which gets organized and separated. At this point, I realized it'd be easier to work on outside of the car, so I decided to pull it. The engine gets teared down to the short block, and I can see why this engine wouldn't turn over. The cylinder walls have a ton of rust on them. With the help of my neighbor Jackson, we scraped most of the rust off the cylinder walls, and then while he kept pressure on the crank bolt, I knocked on the piston faces. After a bit of back and forth, the engine could finally freely rotate.
Oh yeah, we got it, dude.
To clean up any remaining debris and recondition the cylinder walls, we use the cylinder hone with some oil. The engine can then be reassembled, reusing the original head gaskets. I did lose the spark plugs that came with this engine, so I did have to steal the ones out of my old 455 engine, along with the plug wires. Once everything is wired, a little bit of starting fluid can be sprayed into the cylinders, and the engine turned over. And we did get it to bark off for a sec. To make it run a bit better, I did bolt back on the intake, which did help until I gave the engine too much starting fluid. But the next day, I did bolt back on the original burnt up carb, and even though it was leaking fuel everywhere, the engine actually ran pretty well. If you want to see the full process of getting this engine unseized and running, go check out my YouTube channel.